Hello, year 6. How are you? Yesterday, we have learned about probability. Let's just recall about probability before I'm going to explain to you the main lesson today, which is our recorded lesson. Okay? So yesterday, we have learned about what probability. What is probability again? So we have learned yesterday that probability means the possibility that an event will occur. How likely is something going to happen? What are the chances of an event to happen? So you have learned that you have learned also the language of probability, which are impossible, unlikely, even chance, likely, and certain. So let's apply all those. Let's continue. Let's just revise and recall our lesson yesterday. So observe the spinner. Is there any chance to pick an odd number and a multiple of 3 in this spinner? If you can see, we have a number here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, 6, and 5. So an odd number and a multiple of 3. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what is the probability that we will pick an odd number and a multiple of 3? So let's see all the odd number we have here. We have 1, 3, 7, and 5. So, but it is asking a multiple of 3. So which one here from the odd number is a multiple of 3? So we have only number 3. It is odd and a multiple of 3. So is it certain, even chance, likely, unlikely, or impossible? Yes, it is unlikely. Okay? So, meaning the answer here is unlikely. Next. Let's see the next question. Okay. Prime number greater than 11. What do you think? Do we have a prime number here, but it is greater than 11? Our number here is only up to 7. Yes, it is impossible. Very good. So it is impossible because we don't have greater than 11. Next one, an even number. So let's see if we have even number. What are the numbers here that are even? 2, 4, 8, and 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 8, we have 4 even numbers. So it is even chance. Okay, sorry. The last one, numbers less than 10. What do you think is the answer? Look at our number here. They are all less than 10. Therefore, it is certain. Okay? So I hope you still remember this lesson that we had yesterday. Now let's move to our next lesson. Let's answer the question, student book, page 108, question 2 and 3. Okay. Here, use a word to describe the probability that the spinner will stop on yellow. So we have yellow here. The yellow is greater. Yes, it will be, let's write it down. It will be likely. Okay. Next, letter B is still likely. And then the yellow here, unlikely. And we don't have yellow here. So impossible. We can say here also very likely, and this is likely. Okay. Now, which spinner has the best chance of landing on yellow? We have letter A. Okay, it is letter A. Now let's go to question 3. If you threw this die, what is the likelihood that you would get? Okay, let's write all the numbers in the die. And 6. Okay, so we have in the die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a prime number, what is the probability that we will, when we throw the die, it will appear a prime number? So let's see the prime numbers here. We have 1. 1 isn't a prime number. We have 2, 3, and 5. So a prime number, we have 1, 2, 3. Out of 6, so it will be even chance. You can write this in your student book. Okay, let's answer together. A square number. We have the square number here. What are the square numbers here? We have 1 and 4. So we have likely. A factor of 6. So 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is likely. Oh, 1 and 2. So that means to say, sorry, this will be square number 1 and 4. So it is unlikely because we have only 2. A multiple of 2. So multiple of 2 is 2, 4, and 6. So again, even chance. An odd number. Odd number is 1, 3, 5. Again, even chance. And a number less than 7. So it is certain. Okay, so I hope you understood now on how to describe the probability of an event. Okay? So this time, our next lesson is all about probability scale. What is a probability scale? So after this lesson, this recorded lesson, you will know, you should know to determine. Oh, we have done already you have learned already to determine the probability of an event to happen using probability scale. So now, our previous lesson and the one that we have just finished, we recall what are probability, the language of probability. This time you're going to use the probability scale. And you're going to give the probability using in a fraction, in lowest term, okay? And solve problem. Now, this is the probability scale. If you can see, we have the line, okay? We have probability scale or the probability line. So in this line, remember a probability when it's certain, meaning it is 100%. So meaning one whole, okay? We are only using 100% or one whole. So when we have 0, so this probability scale means we have the numbers, okay? We have 0, we have the half, and we have 1, okay? So it's impossible in our probability scale, it is impossible when it is 0, okay? And it is even chance when we have half, meaning 50%, okay? And it's certain when it is 100% or one whole. So remember, impossible because 0, it won't happen. So that's why 0, nothing. And half means 50%, even chance in the middle of the line. And certain is one whole. Okay? So these probabilities can be shown on scale between 0, impossible, and 1, certain. And in between 0 and a half, is it unlikely? And in between half and 1 is likely. Okay? So this is the probability scale. Now, Let's see here. We will use the probability scale using all this one. If I had no air and water for a year, what is the probability that I would live? Of course, it is 0, okay, or impossible, okay, or 0%. Next, flipping a coin and getting heads. So you know a coin, it has only heads or tails. So it is 50% or half, okay? A single size six-sided die, which is this one, the cube, is rolled. What is the probability of a rolling a number less than 7? Of course, it is 100% or certain, okay? There you go. Now, how we are going to calculate the probability? So probability is equal to the number of ways it can happen, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it depends, and the total number of outcomes. I'm going to explain it to you. Flipping a coin. If you flip a regular 2p coin, what is the probability of it landing on? So remember, it's only a coin, only one. So we have only the heads and we have the tail. So this means how many outcomes we will have? We have only 2, correct? So we will have the probability chance of event occurring, meaning heads is only, we have only one face, it will be 1. And how many faces? We have the heads and tail, so there are 2. So that's why it's 2. So heads is, what is the probability? 1/2. And how about the tail? And we have only one face, so we have 1. And out of heads and tail, there are 2, that's why half, okay? So the total number of outcomes is it's either a head or a tail, so there are 2. That's why it's 1/2. Now, rolling a 7 on a die. Why it is impossible? Because we have only 6 in the die, so it's impossible. Okay? The sun will rise in the morning. Of course, it will be certain. So it is in the 1. Okay? Next, winning the lottery. So it's unlikely. We don't know whether we are going to win or not. Now, let's have this one. Remember, we have a die. How many numbers do we have? We have 6. Okay? So if we will pick 1, we have 1 out of 6. If we will pick 2, we have 1 out of 6. 2 out of 6. If we have 3, how many? 1, 2, 3. So it will be 3 out of 6 or 1/2. If we will pick 4, we have 4 out of 6. If we will pick 5, we have 5 out of 6. And 6 out of 6, it will be 1. Understood? So, what is the probability of rolling a 6? How many 6 do we have there? We have only 1. So it will be 1 out of 6. So it is unlikely, correct? Then B, rolling an even number. Let's see how many even number we have. 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 out of 6. Which is, you know already how to simplify, okay? So how many? I'm going to write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's underline the even numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's half, or you can say 3 out of 6, and you can simplify it. It will be 1/2. Okay, so 3 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, so it is 1/2. Okay, next. Rolling a number less than 5. So how many numbers do we have which is less than 5? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4. So we will write 4 out of 6. you can see here from 4 to 1, we have 4, 6, correct? So, or we can write 2/3. So, 2/3, 4/6, that means to say, it is here in between half, even, chance, and certain. So it's likely, okay? So this both here are likely. Both here are unlikely. So the answer is, what is 2/3? So out of 3, so it is likely. 4/6 is likely. Okay. Now let's try this one now. An odd and multiple of 3. Let's count, okay? Odd and multiple of 3. So we have only the 3, which is a multiple of 3, and it is an odd. So it's only what? We have only one number that is odd and a multiple of 3 out of 8. So the answer is 1 out of 8, and it is unlikely. Next question. An even number. So let's count how many even number we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is an even number, even chance, and it is half. Next one. Prime number greater than 11. We don't have any number that is greater than 11. So it will be 0 chance, which is 0/8. Okay. Why we wrote 8 here? Because we have 8 numbers. Okay. And it's impossible. Next one is numbers less than 10. So numbers less than 10. All these numbers are less than 10. So that means to say we have 1 whole, or it is 8/8 equals 1. So it is certain. Right? Okay, what I want you to answer is, I want you to answer question 1 and 2 this page. Below is the probability scale. Write the letter of the event to show the probability of happening. So we have here A, B, C, D, E. You have to mark down here in the probability scale the letters here. Okay. For example, today we will all go to the moon. What do you think? So of course it will be impossible. So you will write here A. Okay. Now in question 2 also, James used the spinner and spin it once. Calculate the probability that he will get 3. So you can see here, you will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So there are 9 numbers, and we have 3, 1, 2, 3. That means to say 3 out of 9. You can write it in simplest form. So I want you to submit this one. Okay. So this is the first one that you are going to work it out. I will just try this one. So for example, I will say, what is the probability to get 1? Okay, probability, oh sorry. Probability, I will give you an example, okay? Probability to pick 1 using this. So 1, 2. So you will write 2 out of 9. So we cannot simplify. So this is now the answer. Okay, finished. So for example, I will say probability of picking 5 and 2. Okay, and 2. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I will write 3 out of 9. Okay? Can I simplify? Yes. 3 divided by 3, 3 divided 9 divided by 3. So the answer is 1/3. Okay? So I want you to answer question 1 and question 2. The next one here, I want you to answer this also. Okay? So there were 15 bikes. So what is the total of bikes? There are 15 in the store. There are 7 bikes are red, 6 are green, and 2 are blue. Okay? So what will be the probability that a customer will buy a blue? So meaning I'll give you just an example. So blue, how many blue? So you will write 2 out of 15. That's it. Then later on, you will write A, B, C in the box. Is it the probability here is blue? The probability of blue, which is 215. Is it unlikely, impossible, unlikely, even chance, likely, and certain? All right, year 6. So this will be your second work. Okay. So this will be, I will just explain this one. We will work together so that you have your example, okay? And then later, you can do question 3 and I'm going to do question 4, okay? Again. So here are 4 events. Throwing a tail with a coin. B is rain in Bahrain on June. High temperature in Bahrain on September. I will pacify study wisely. So mark its event on the probability scale. So I'm going to start throwing a tail with a coin. Of course, it will be even chance. So I will write here A. Okay, then you will continue. Now, question 4. This bag contains 3 white balls. I'm going to change the color. 3 white balls and 7 blue balls. A ball is taken from the bag at random. So you have to put first 3 plus 7. What is the outcome? So the denominator is 10. It's like a fraction also, the proportion. What is the probability when it is blue? So we have only white balls and 7 blue balls. So blue is 7 out of 10. Isn't it? What is the probability when it is white? We have 3. So 3 out of 10. That's it. So this is how to write the probability in fraction using the probability scale. So 7 out of 10 will be over here. It's already more than 5, so will be likely. And 3 out of 10, it's less than half. You can see our probability scale, so it will be unlikely. This is how to use the probability scale. So how about, I will ask you, what is the probability to pick in the bag a red ball? Red. Yes, it is 0 out of 10. Another one. What is the probability to pick white and blue balls? Of course, it will be certain. So 10 out of 10 or 1, meaning it's already here. It is certain. Understood, dear 6? I hope you understand and answer the questions that I have asked you to answer. See you on Sunday. I hope you understand what is probability means. Bye for now. Thanks for listening.